I think we're always so fortunate here on the West Coast. We don't have to deal, we have earthquakes, but we don't have to deal with hurricanes.
That has to be terrifying.
Well, Southern California did have that tropical storm.
True.
That's
that
right.
still moved in last year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, never say never. Fortunately, nothing like that brewing for us. There are some bigger stories nationally as well. So we're going to start talking about the national perspective here. And I'll send you guys off the map entirely. There's no graceful way to tell them to go away. So let's
Take it
talk
away,
about
Paul.
the big picture perspective of what is going to be happening across the entire country. And the big story for the middle of the country is heat, excessive heat. And this part of the country, we're talking Kansas and Oklahoma down into Texas, Arkansas and Louisiana. It's not just the heat. It is definitely the humidity that goes along with it. So that's something that's going to have the kind of the full attention of a lot of national forecasters over the course of the next several days. The reason for that heat, well, it's what we were talking about so often during the month of July closer to California and the western U.S. It is the heat dome that has set up camp there. A lot of thunderstorms firing around that. It's what we call the ring of fire around a strong area of high pressure. For our neck of the woods, though, it's a different story. Not the heat dome, but instead a parade of storm systems in the upper levels of the atmosphere, one of which is now moving into the northern Rockies. There's another one offshore that reduces the weight of the atmosphere on top of us, allows for a deeper marine layer to become established, and also kicks in a stronger onshore wind. And that helps with our air quality and also helps to push that marine air farther and farther inland. So that is going to be the case for the most part as we head through the next several days. But there is one little wrinkle in the ointment. So let's drop the national map out of view and talk about the view across California, which we are going to be seeing smoke from the fires burning in Northern California, specifically the Boise fire, avoiding us tomorrow. But the latest forecast model data, and this takes us through 11 a.m. on Friday, shows some of that smoke trying to drift down towards us. Now, this is likely going to be elevated in the atmosphere, not at ground level, but still something we're going to have to watch for the potential deterioration of air quality as we hit the end of the work week on Friday, something we'll also watch as we head into the upcoming weekend. But that's all farther down the line. Let's talk about what's happening out there right now. Nice weather as we look towards the Bay Bridge. Nice weather as we look to the west from the Mark Hopkins Hotel. That fog on the horizon is certainly present. Temperatures in the mid-60s in the city, low 70s across the Bay and Oakland. All these numbers very close to normal for this time of year, except Santa Rosa, registering current temperature of 96 degrees. Makes me think there might be something a little wonky with the automated sensor there at the Sonoma County Airport, because other inland temperatures are almost exclusively in the 80s. Now, that fog is going to make a push away from the coast as we head through the rest of tonight. Reduced visibilities for much of the Bay Area, even into the inland valleys. Like this morning, it won't take long for that fog to back up out of the inland valleys, retreating towards the shoreline by late morning and all the way to the coast as we head into the early afternoon time frame. Along the coast, though, I think the sunshine is going to be in pretty short supply over the course of the next several days. So let's talk about temperatures, which are going to manage to warm up after a fairly close to normal start. Temperatures for most of us tomorrow morning, waking up in the 50s to around 60 degrees in San Jose, one of the warmest spots. Antioch, Brentwood getting up into the down into the low 60s. That's as far as you'll drop, but it's still normal for this time of year. Some of the coolest spots, no surprise, in the valleys of the North Bay, dropping down into the middle portion of the 50s. A few spots may be even lucky enough to drop down into the low 50s by early tomorrow morning. And then we warm up once again, everybody close to normal. Some of the hottest spots, including farther north, farther inland in the North Bay, getting up to above 90 degrees, but 92 in Fairfield, 93 in Antioch, when those are the hottest temperatures on the map in the month of August. Yeah, we are doing just fine. Temperatures in the Santa Clara Valley almost exactly where they were today, into the low to mid 80s by tomorrow afternoon. So let's talk about the 7-day forecast, which doesn't include any wide-scale changes as we head through the next week or so. Temperatures on the hot end of the spectrum inland, only mostly making it up into the low 90s, and a little baby cool down in store for Saturday and Sunday. A couple days of temperatures running about 2 to 4 degrees below normal, which inland, well, that's a nice place to be. Mostly in the 80s, some spots inland this weekend only topping out in the 70s. Around the Bay, temperatures staying in the 70s. That morning fog giving way to afternoon sunshine each and every day. And for the coast, hardly any variation in temperatures on a day-by-day basis. Also hardly any variation in how much sunshine you will see, which will be minimal. A lot of clouds, a lot of fog, occasional drizzle as well. You're used to it.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Thanks, Paul.